You're listening to Bet Big, Talk Loud. Talk Loud. With your host, Chris Hodge and JR.
Welcome to the Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast for Friday, November 14th. You didn't even say anything yet. You're drinking water.
I knew you were going to. As I took the sip, I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm like, is he going to really have something to say already?
I'm
Some
Chris
of us
Hodge.
are working around here in between podcasts.
And see, I was going to give you a compliment. Now, fuck you. I'm not. Nah, I got to give him his credit. Chris Hodge, JR. JR got a free pick coming on in about 20 minutes. JR, 7-3.
Come on, baby.
I'm the idiot that bets this guy every year I'm going to have a better free pick record.
Even though this year he said he's not paying, but go ahead.
I said I hope you put your car into a pole.
You said that last year. You said, this year you want me to drive it off a ditch into the water. I mean.
Great job, man. You go on radio each and every week with your free picks. Last week, the under in the Chicago-New York Giants game. I did well last week, too, with the free pick. Kentucky, plus the points, and on the money line. Got the job done.
He's taking credit for 2-0. But go ahead.
You asked me how to give those games out. I said 50-50.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So if you cover and the money line doesn't win,
I lose.
Is that a 1-1?
That's a 1-1. They lost money. Simple math. But I've done that twice now this year, and I'm 2-0. But you are 7-3. Great job, JR. I got to talk about real quick what I did on WFAN yesterday.
Oh, my God. I hear him. I hear the commercial. I'm like, what did you do? I'm like, you're definitely pissing someone off, and what happened?
I wore green today for the Jet fans out there, even though that's a miserable franchise.
Oh, my God.
So, I do these commercials on WFAN and, major station in New York. And, I said the Jets grace us with their miserable presence tonight. And we all know the Jets aren't going to win the game, which we knew the Jets weren't going to win the game. By the way, we had the under for free last night for everyone who sent the text message in. But I said, you have a better shot at getting hit by lightning in a snowstorm than the New York Jets winning this game tonight. He had these whining crybabies. First of all, he's making fun of the Jets again.
Why do you have him on the station?
He's making fun of the Jets, you whining bitch and crybaby. Like, oh, my goodness gracious.
I really didn't think that would happen in New York.
Oh, the biggest crybabies in the world, man. We just elected a friggin' mayor that's a socialist.
We didn't.
Well, we didn't know, but the overall city. But the whining and the crying and the bitching and the moaning.
It's crazy.
The Jets stink. Well, I'm going to tell you the problem with the Jets.
Here's a great, just sum it all up. Dumpster fire.
But I'm going to tell you right now the problem with the New York Jet fan. This is the problem.
Expectations?
No, how could you have expectations for the Jets?
They
no
expect to lose.
Yeah. They have been kicked in the dick so much that they don't even know what it feels like to be kicked in the dick anymore. They're numb to it. They are 5 years away from being 5 years away.
How did they think? How did they think Justin Fields was the answer? What were you thinking? You watched him. He got benched when he won for Pittsburgh, for Russell Wilson. What are they thinking? I don't understand the stupidity in the meetings. I would love to be a fly on the wall to hear the idiocy coming out of the mouths of the people that are making these suggestions where the owners are like, he knows what he's talking about. Holy cow.
It's the New York Jets, man.
But it's one thing to get it wrong for a year or two, but decades?
Forever?
Rex Ryan was the last glimmer of hope, and Mark Sanchez, who hopes not to be behind bars, was the last glimmer of hope that this team had. It's a joke. And what do they got to look forward to? They're going to have all these first-round draft picks.
And they're going to screw that up.
Any quarterback they draft is going to turn to shit until he goes to another team. I don't know. At some point, as an owner, do you not make the ultimate change and just say, you know what? I don't know shit. I'm just going to sit in my box and watch a great GM take over? Because they're not doing it right. As long as it's the way it is now, it's never going to work.
Well, it never has worked. It's never going to work.
It's the same team that went on Madden stats based on what his kids were telling him. The stupidity.
But I seem to offend the Jet fan yesterday. I'm sure we just did that again today. But I wore green just for you guys.
Listen, you know me. I have a Testaverde jersey. First off, I have a jersey of almost every team in the NFL. Any time a team has made me 100,000 or more on a game, I go and I buy the jersey.
Well,
I used to buy it before the games. I had to burn a few.
So Testaverde, he was like the last Jet quarterback that actually gave them hope, and he tore his Achilles on like the first series of the first game.
Even him, we used to call him Intercept Me when he was playing. So.
Intercept Me. But, hey, if you got offended by what I said yesterday, I do not care. Like I never care. So
you approach life.
Yeah, like I don't care. Just
You have no idea how many times that's his answer to
I don't care.
Conversations we have. Yeah. We just had one earlier today. Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care.
Okay.
They're gonna say whatever they want to say anyway. Mostly bitching, whining, crybabies. So what difference does it make? I do have a discussion though about the NFL. I think this is fascinating. I saw this morning and I didn't realize it. Derrick Henry is the all-time active leading rusher for the NFL right now. And he's got a little bit more than 12,000 yards. And the reason why I saw that is because he just passed in the NFL what he rushed for in high school. Which is a
insane number.
Crazy number.
12,000 some odd. I mean, don't you remember we had the discussion in one of the first podcasts that when he went up to Alabama, they were ready to cut him because he was literally not just letting everyone through.
He didn't know what to do.
Had no idea. Yeah. And Saban calmed down the coordinator and came over.
It's a great story.
What's going on, kid?
Yeah, I never did none of this.
I don't know how to block. They used to just give me the ball.
All right, run.
What do you
mean?
Go
score touchdowns.
I've never had to block before.
Derrick Henry he has been a great ambassador of the game.
Listen, when I told you earlier this year, I walked in week 1 or 2 and said, Derrick Henry, greatest running back the last 25 years, make an argument otherwise.
Yeah.
And everyone in the office telling me I'm nuts.
Well, who are they going with? There's been some great running backs. LaDainian Tomlinson was in that 25 years, and
correct.
Nothing bad about him. But for me, Derrick Henry, he's about 6,000 yards away.
Does it all, man. North and south, harder than anybody.
Can he break this all-time rushing record?
Yes.
He has a shot, right?
Here's why. I'll tell you why. He waits. This guy goes hard all game, and by the halfway through the third quarter, he's ripping them 4, 5, 7, breaks down defenses by himself. Because he's a goddamn battering ram.
He really is,
man. He just gets the ball. Look at the size of him. And look at the size of the guys in front of him.
If you take his...
you got 900 to 1,200 pounds of human flesh
just
pounding to get him a hole. And then by the time he gets to someone, it's a corner or a safety that's getting ran over.
I hope... It's always good. I want to see how long he plays, right? And hopefully he plays for
Listen, he's one of the healthiest backs we've watched.
And we don't want to put that curse on him.
I don't want to talk about field goals.
But he plays another 5 years. He's going to have a legit shot of breaking that record. Doubt. You know what record I don't think we're ever going to see get broken, which is odd because they throw the ball so much now. But if you guys go look at this, like Jerry Rice, over 22,000 passing yards. He's 5,000 ahead of the next guy, which was Larry Fitzgerald.
Which is insane. Look how long Larry played.
No one is going to come close to that record. For as much as they throw the ball, you got to play 20 years.
You have to stay healthy. If you can play at that level and have a great, because let's face it, Jerry don't get those yards without Joe, right? So
he got a lot of them. You got a lot of them with Steve Young.
You got to have a tandem, right? True.
You got a lot of them with Steve Young.
But you got to have a tandem. You got to have a great quarterback as a great wide receiver. Like if, for instance, Jamar Chase, if he could stay healthy for 18 years and Joe Burrow's there for 3/4 of them and somebody of his ilk right behind him, he can possibly
that record, 22,000.
Justin Jefferson's the only one that might have
he's at like 8,000
on paper if he continues what he's doing. And again, health.
Yeah, it all comes down to
Jerry Rice was always playing.
Yeah.
Always.
The 2 games this weekend, because you laughed about this morning. You take this one. Kansas City.
Oh, please.
If the season ended today,
I don't understand. I'm listening to radio this morning, and one of the major sports books, who are also a sports station, you could figure that one out, came out and said, Kansas City Chiefs are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. They're not even in the playoffs. If it would have happened today, they don't make the playoffs. Yeah. What algorithm is running these odds? That's what I want to know.
Well, like I said to you, when you said that to me, if you look at their schedule.
4-1 to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, look. They're favored this week over 8-2 Denver. Now, if you win in the NFL,
they're so reliant on Rasheed Rice. They literally get the ball to Rasheed Rice on 75% of plays on offense. It's insane to me.
So if you're looking at from the Denver perspective, right? They're 8-2,
best defense.
Yes,
arguably
in terms of sacks,
right
absolutely.
Yes.
But come from behind against the Eagles, dead to rights against the Giants. Didn't really look impressive against Las Vegas. Didn't really look impressive against Houston. They had the C.J. Stroud injury in that one.
Correct.
Couple other games they won that maybe they shouldn't have won.
Defense is keeping them in games. If Sean Payton can get Bo Nix playing at a little bit of a more consistent, because he's at a high level when he's playing.
Still only a second-year quarterback,
playing,
though.
I understand, and that's what I'm saying. But, I mean, listen, if they can get him more consistent and just – listen, you got to score in the NFL. If you want to win a lot of games, you got to score 25 or more a game, right? They're not doing that. They're winning games, scoring 14, 17 points. Yeah, I mean, their defense is insanely
15.
good. Who's the last team to really win a Super Bowl with defense? I'd say Baltimore Ravens with Trent Dilfer.
Actually, no, I'm gonna push back on you on that one. And again, this is how you know this stuff's not scripted. I think the last team that really won the Super Bowl was the Denver Broncos. The year they had Peyton Manning there. Because they were dominant on defense.
Peyton Manning, not Trent Dilfer.
I'm not going to argue that, but Peyton Manning wasn't Peyton Manning. That particular Super Bowl run.
Even Peyton Manning at
Baltimore's defense was insane.
Of his best is still better than 90% of quarterbacks.
I agree with that. I
think he could come out of retirement today, having not taken a snap in 5 or 7 years, and beat half the quarterbacks in the league. How about that?
I don't think he could.
At least one quarter.
Well, he'll beat the Jets. He'll find a way to beat them. Pat Mahomes, 13-1, straight
Can I have
up.
a sip of water?
Go ahead, be my guest, man. I've taken a couple sips there.
Shit about my water drinking.
Pat Mahomes, 13-1, straight up against Denver. Andy Reid, Kansas City is off a bye this week, and off a bye last week.
24-2.
22-4.
22-4.
22-4. Andy Reid off a bye, which is the best all time for coaches that had at least 10 situations.
At least 26 games. 26 years 10. In the league?
10.
I know.
10 best record all time. So again, 8-2 versus 5-4, and 5-4 is favored. I guess that comes down to Mahomes versus Bo Nix. Really, Kansas City season on the line right now.
Listen, we know, and I'm not trying to give a tip of the hat of who I might or might not use here, but Patrick Mahomes has had trouble against teams that if they get to the quarterback, he's had trouble.
Well, most quarterbacks have problems.
But no, in particular, we know he likes to get out of trouble. He runs out of trouble. He bootlegs a lot. He sidearm. He's not a get rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds quarterback. He's not Matthew Stafford.
Are you a buy or sell on New England right now? What are you right now?
I don't see how you can't be a buyer, but I don't think they're going all the way. No. You don't have me convinced. Listen, they've won 8 straight games.
Hard to do in the NFL.
Very, very easy schedule NFL-wise. It has not been a difficult schedule.
Still went to Buffalo and won,
but they're young. They've got 5 young players that are starting on that offense, all playing at a ridiculously high level. They've bought into the locker room. Mike Vrabel's got them.
Great job.
I mean,
doing a great job.
Talk about, what a difference. Any other coach, they're not obviously anywhere near where they are, but is it going to sustain in the playoffs? I don't think so. If they get a more experienced team, if they go against, let's say, the LA Chargers, or, a team, again, more experience, more depth, I think they're going to have their hands full. Now, they're smooth sailing. If they got that momentum going into the playoffs, if the playoffs were tomorrow, they got a good shot. But it's not. They got another half a year to go. Tougher schedule at the end of the season. Little easy still to go, but a little tougher.
I don't know
if play Buffalo again.
I don't know if my pride is getting away with this. Maybe it is. Sometimes we all do that.
But Drake May's playing unbelievable.
He is. But before the season began, when we did radio, I said God is possibly going to smile for like the first time ever on the Buffalo Bills, and I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I'm still staying with Buffalo.
I told you no way.
No way based on the God factor.
No, listen, even now, look at the games they've won this year. The only team they've won, I believe, that was over 500 was the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, they also beat Baltimore before Baltimore was going through there.
But they beat Baltimore when Baltimore was not Baltimore.
They beat them in the first game of the season. When are you not Baltimore? Baltimore wasn't Baltimore after that.
Baltimore was 2-5 recently. So
yes, but they were injured.
Subpar 500 teams, they have eaten alive. Any team with over a 500 record has beat them.
Okay.
And the Dolphins just beat them. The Dolphins are as bad as the Jets.
Oh, your brother's not going to like hearing that, right? Your brother.
He's at the window right now.
I'm watching the podcast. It's amazing. I'm back and forth on New England. I think New England could make a run.
How far?
I think they can make a run to the championship game, the AFC championship game.
Can they go all the way?
Well, so hard to predict. I still believe
the answer is no.
Well,
come on, be a little decisive.
Well,
No.
You got to understand something. What are their matchups, right? So I believe if Denver had to go to New England, I think that's a great advantage for New England. I believe if New England had to go to Denver, that's a big advantage for Denver. So it depends on what the matchups are.
Listen, if they get the bye.
And they have the home field?
And they have the home
field. They'll be a dangerous team.
Advantageous, but I still think they're going to lose.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think they're going to be a great team in another year or 2 years with a little bit more, under Vrabel's belt and just a little more experience for a lot of these young guys. Stay healthy. Yeah, they could go deep.
Yeah, I mean, look, hey.
I hate the idea that we're even talking about fucking New England being good again.
After Tom Brady.
Christ, 20 years of dealing with Tom Brady and that.
And be sure to keep it here on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast because in about 15, 20 minutes, we got Macy Jane coming on from girlsthatgamble.live. Macy Jane lives in Las Vegas. She's doing a great job with her picks. She loves the UFC. So we'll talk about that. NFL, big Niners and Raiders fan. You don't see many of them. It's like a Jets-Giants fan. You don't really see a Niners-Raiders fan, Bay Area. Before, the Raiders moved to Las Vegas. So Macy Jane will be with us. We're going to get the free picks in about 5 minutes here. So let's just do it, man. Let's cue the lawsuit.
Oh, God.
These sports books, man.
Already.
Oh, God, these sports books.
I'm going to start naming them. That's what's going to happen
we're
next.
not going to name the sports
I'm going to name and you're going to go beep right through my lips. And give
Lord.
Mr. Producer over there is going to have his work cut out for him.
So I want you guys, I'm looking dead at you, right? You guys understand that a few of these sports books are publicly traded, which means, you can see all the information on them. Okay, we get that. I'm not going to mention any of their names, but they make 85% of their money on parlays, yet everyone out there who gambles is still trying to hit these ridiculous parlays that you have no shot at winning. Furthermore, these sports books now are telling you what parlays to bet, which is the dumbest thing. I've been railing about this now since I found out about it about a year and a half ago. I've been on this forever.
We talk about it just about
every show.
So
ridiculous. How are you guys betting what the sports books tell you what to bet?
Hey, you just deposited $500. I have an idea. Here's a great parlay that you should bet. I'll be happy to take. You know what? I'll even give you a boost. If you put up $100, normally this would pay $11,000, but we're going to give you $15,000. Please put your $100 up. You're like, that sounds like a great idea.
Great deal.
And you go put $100. I mean, guys, come on, dude. These are the guys that are telling you we're willing to take your money on bet. And how about this? The juice on these games lately, the gap. Now,
all the odds in their favor.
Those of you who don't know what juice is, I know most of you do, but guys that don't know what juice is, that is the spread between the amount of money you have to lay to make compared from the underdog to the favorite. And used to be, you were minus 110 on both sides.
Correct.
No matter what side you were taking. Now, you want to get, even if you buy a half a point, instead of laying an extra 10 cents, you're laying 25 cents more. Minus 135. To get a half a point on a football game, not even on or off a 3 or 7. It's highway robbery. I'm going to put the idea out there. Anybody that's got the money to go ahead and do it, I don't want to get the bullet to the back of the head. So half juice. You go out, you offer half juice, you will own the sportsbook market. Nobody will do business with anybody but that sportsbook.
Half juice.
Half juice.
You know,
you can call it half juice sportsbook.
Well, you better copyright that. Someone the sports books have basically put everything in their favor. This is like arguing with your wife.
And if you win too much,
that's no good either.
For a reason not to pay you.
It's like arguing with your wife. If you're actually winning an argument with your wife, that turns around real quick. She'll put every argument. Speaking of a wife, oh boy, yeah, this might get me in trouble on this damn thing. But no, So I have
My wife
to say
hasn't
this.
listened in weeks.
Okay,
so.
Completely off topic. I have to say this. So I went out to eat dinner with my wife on Tuesday night. This is Friday. We're doing this podcast. And I don't know if guys out there, I know he's like me. I really don't let my wife drive when we're together. I'm always the one who drives.
You're a chauvinist.
Really? Anyway, my wife drives. And it's a main road. And she's about to parallel park. Now, I don't know for the guys out there, right? When you're on a main road and your woman is driving and she's going to go to parallel park, there's got to be nervousness.
She pressed the button.
No, there was no button. I got to give my wife credit. This parallel park was exquisite. So exquisite, in fact, that I looked at her and I said, wow, I was impressed, man. She killed it. She killed it. I was thinking she's going to mess up Main Street.
How far off the curb?
No, perfect. I got to give her credit. A perfect parallel park. Didn't know she was capable of it.
How tight were the two cars that she was pulling in?
Pretty tight, man.
Really?
Yeah, pretty tight.
Got it the first time.
Got it the first time.
Forward.
Couldn't believe it. And she's like, you don't let me drive often. I'm like, yeah, how did you learn to do that? I'm always the one driving. But good job, babe. It's like, if you're out there with your wife and you know, you guys can admit it, I
can't believe you made that a topic. Go ahead.
No, that's not a topic. I just had to throw that in. I said arguing with your wife.
I think somebody's in the doghouse with his wife.
No, not at all.
Brownie points. Cha-ching,
no, not at all, man. I take my wife out to dinner every Tuesday night.
Parallel parks like a champion.
Boy, yeah. Please cook for me tonight, babe. Thank you. I know she always does.
Sausage and peppers.
Yeah, that was grandma's.
And
my grandmother.
And you ate dog food instead.
No. That's a whole different topic story. We've been over that. But yeah, back to these sports books, man. These sports books are pushing now 4 and 5 team parlays, right? That you have no chance at winning. Okay, I don't want to see. We could just pop the balloon if we had it. No shot at winning. These idiots are just throwing bottles back and forth.
Didn't think he would actually throw it back. Jeez.
Well, he has no shot at hitting you. By the way, it was the producer because when this guy plays basketball, this guy can't throw a ball in the ocean. So anyway,
all of a sudden he's been cold.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, after wiping you. What?
Yeah, stop it. The guy wins 10% of his games.
Four straight. He's just on a slide. It's like he called like the ips. You ever get the ips on the golf course?
No, never. I suck at golf, so I don't have the ips.
The
ball's going to the right or the left anyway. So what difference does it matter? But guys, the only way to win at sports gambling, the only way to win is to put a system together in terms of what you're willing to wager and single game sides, single game totals.
And having real strategy, right? And we spoke about this last week, and I'm glad I did because I had a few people bring it up to me. If you're spending your time actually studying, not just going, I like that, and that. If you're spending time looking at previous matchups, looking at transfers in college, looking at trades in the NFL, if you're following everything, you're watching SportsCenter religiously, if you're literally one of those guys that spends time studying and then watching these dumbass games on top of it, at the end of the year, you're being paid like a prison mate stamping license plates. That's if you even made money. Otherwise, you're paying to study for nothing. Listen, if you're going to do it, if you're not a mathematician, go talk to your smartest friend who knows and has an inkling on formulating a game plan and say, hey, if I'm betting and I'm hitting 54%, 56%, 60%. What would be a good game plan? And a real math guy would be able to sit down and say, hey, if you did this, and this, and you lowered your bets when you did this, it would work. Now, none of you do that, but that's why we're here. Not only do we win a lot, okay, yeah, we have bad weeks.
Sure.
I mean, bad games, shit happens.
Yeah, sure.
But we win a lot. But the strategy is so paramount to your success. I mean, being able to, and I changed. We adapt. Like we noticed a lot of games. We were way ahead. College football. Yeah, only college football.
Only college football.
Way ahead. Getting beat in the end.
Yeah.
And then what did we figure out?
Yeah.
And you are the one that actually pointed it out.
Started to see it, man. Not that the coaches haven't pulled their players forever, but the talent level of the player being pulled versus the player that coming in, man.
In the NIL is getting pulled out. Protected.
Yeah, they're getting protected right now.
You could be up 17 minus 6.5 with 10 minutes
and you're not safe.
And you're on the bench.
Yeah, you're not safe, man. It's crazy.
So you got to adapt. What do? We adapt.
Sure.
If you don't adapt, you become a dinosaur. What happens with dinosaurs? They go extinct. You die.
Sure.
Okay? So you must adapt. And that's what we have done. We're making sliding scales for clients, all kinds of things.
I will say, though, that the dinosaur would have, excelled if God didn't throw an asteroid at them. Like, the dinosaur would have been okay. Let's get the free picks. We got Macy Jane coming on in just a couple moments. I'm just saying, they'd still be around.
You're so lucky I'm in a good mood today.
Free pick for me, a couple totals.
Did you say Macy Gray?
Macy Jane.
Oh, okay.
Come on, stop it, bro.
So we're gonna have
sweet
some
girl.
Singing in
Can't wait for her to come on. It's gonna be a great interview. I'm gonna give you the over.
If it was Macy Gray, we got to get the mirrors out of here,
though. Over in the Coastal Carolina Georgia Southern game, right around 59.5. Yeah, you're a barrel of laughs, bro. Over 59.5. Coastal Carolina Georgia Southern. Coastal Carolina have been putting up points lately. Over 40 in their last 3 games. In those 3 games, they've given up at least 27. And Georgia Southern, they've only played 4 games at home this year, but they're averaging about 40 points a game at home, and the average combined score for their home games is 69 points. So you're catching them at 59.5 over Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. I do not have an underdog for you guys this week that we like because I'm not allowed to give it out because we got to give it out on Sports Investors Daily tomorrow.
He takes 2-0 on the dogs.
Go watch the podcast last week. I said do it on the money line, do it on, but what else you want from me?
You know what? I don't need the cheat to beat you.
That's not cheating. That's actually telling people.
I know, but
you're really upset. I gave out a plus 140 underdog that won outright.
Listen, I'm like Pepe Le Pew, just doink.
Unbelievable.
Just popping along, staying steady. How about this? I'm 7-3 this year. It's the worst year I've had in like 11 years.
Oh, for free. Yeah, usually
for the free picks on
for the free picks on
I'm always above 75-80%, 7-3, and we've hit 4 straight.
All right, we'll give out your free pick for the Sunday.
I'm going to stick. Listen, I like sticking with what works. I've hit 4 in a row. All have been, I think, under in a particular game or another. We've got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the San Francisco 49ers out west. We know, obviously, Kyler Murray's hurt again. In all likelihood, not playing. We've got Jacoby Brissett will be in the pocket. They've had a hard time moving the football last week. Pressure to him is pretty easy to get. He's not a very athletic quarterback. He's not going to get out of the pocket. 49ers are going to get to him, cause him to punt. But that Arizona defense, which has gotten no credit, last week played like complete garbage. Week before, kept a very vigorous Dallas offense completely stifled for 3.5 quarters. I just don't see how it even gets close to 42, 43 points. That total is right now, when we make the podcast, 48.5. Wait till game day. It'll go to 49 because the public's stupid and they're going to bet the over. But don't blunder. Go under.
Oh, boy. You should put that on a T-shirt. Don't blunder.
Another one I got to go patent.
Yeah, why not,
you
man?
Can steal it.
JR, 7-3 on the podcast with the free picks.
8-3.
I like it. I'm 7-5 with 2 outright underdog winners.
You sounded like the way you just delivered that last one. I could tell by the way you sound. That's a winner.
Which one?
You're
over? I didn't know.
The other one.
Yeah. Well, I had to give out another one tomorrow. If you're all across the country, Sports Investors Daily starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning in Pittsburgh, runs right through to 12 o'clock in the afternoon in California. We have a false favorite tomorrow, which are 6-2 this year, with five outright at an average of plus 170 or 180, something like that. And the one we have tomorrow is a plus 225. So if you're listening to Sports Investors Daily.
I couldn't say this on the radio, but fucking balls of steel, bro.
We try, man. Ahead. We try. And if you're listening to Sports Investors Daily tomorrow, phone number to call is 888-994-6669. That pick will be free starting tomorrow morning, Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning. My free pick over in the Coastal Carolina game. JR's free pick, the under in the San Francisco-Arizona game. Macy Jane coming on in just a few moments.
Guys, let's go out there and make some money.
Keep it right here on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Back on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. My pleasure to have the one and only Macy Jane with me from girlsthatgamble.live, and she is doing some great stuff out there in Las Vegas. So, Macy Jane, thank you for coming on this Friday.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Been doing girlsthatgamble.live because I'm a girl that gamble. I don't know what else to say.
And you were talking about when we were speaking the other day, man, I know you love to gamble on sports, but you're a slots girl.
I'm a slots girl. I'm starting to be a tables girl because it's just more better than sitting in a machine forever. But I've hit a couple jackpots, so yeah.
Good for you, man. Good for you. And for everyone that wants to check her out on Instagram, go look her up at Macy X Jane. You guys are great. The girls that from girlsthatgamble.live, you guys are so, whenever someone DMs you or tries to get in touch with you, man, you guys answer right away. I know you've been doing that, and we were talking about what you're doing with picks and picks, which is great. You're giving out sports picks, and then for anyone who buys, you're sending them, some nice picks that men might enjoy.
It is a win-win situation for sure.
That is a win-win situation. So I noticed right now you're outside in Las Vegas. How's the weather there?
The weather is it's just actually the first kind of gloomy day in a while. It's been pretty great. It's still a little warm but breezy. It's enjoyable. But we have the F1 races coming up, so the weather will be good enough for that for sure.
All right. Are you a F1 fan?
I like driving fast. I can tell you that.
I just my wife and I just watched that movie with Brad Pitt, F1. We thought that movie was fantastic. So I don't know if you've seen it, but if you
I have
haven't,
to check it out.
yeah, definitely a good movie. So Macy, tell me, why'd you get hooked up with girls.gamble.live? I know you're doing a great job over there. Your picks have been winning. Obviously, you're sending out some rather nice pictures as well to the men that out there buying you. But why'd you want to get involved with girls.gamble.live?
Well, everybody knows other platforms that is kind of adult content, and I've looked into them, never quite got the ball rolling. But when this one had like a kind of a purpose, like sports, and I just thought that was really interesting. And I haven't been a sports fan forever, except I've been getting into it like the past year or two. And so my friend had introduced me to them, and I was like, "This sounds awesome." So I signed up.
And being out in Las Vegas, you have a lot of contacts. You've been doing great with your picks. Your picks have been winning at about a 65% clip, which is fantastic for anyone out there that wants to buy sports wagering picks. Definitely go check out Macy X Jane on Instagram. I promise you, she'll DM you back within what's a good time frame for you? 5 to 10 minutes? You've been quick with this. Did I put you on the spot there? I made it a little too fast. You'll get back in touch with people, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I will not let you go without a response.
I know that. I know when we were talking yesterday, I'm from New York, and obviously you have the Jets and the Giants and the Mets and the Yankees, and it's very rare that you'll find a Jets-Giants fan or a Mets-Yankees fan. Usually those hate each other. But you were telling me, you're a big fan of the Raiders and a big fan of San Francisco. So now I know the Raiders moved from the Bay Area.
I love the Bay Area all around. But, I was just talking to somebody about that after that, and they're like, no, you have to pick. You have to pick one. And so I'd say I'm a Raiders fan.
Because you're a Las Vegas girl, so I guess they're out there now.
Exactly.
Now, where are you? I know we had Chanel Maxwell on. She's a huge hockey fan. How are you with the Golden Knights?
That is actually I love watching the games for sure. I am just getting into that one. I typically go watch UFC or football or even basketball, but hockey is a great. They really do very well. So
yeah, I mean, it had a Stanley Cup there. I know they lost a tough game last night to the Islanders in overtime, but that's all right. Right. And I know you had just mentioned it, UFC. I know you're a big Sean O'Malley fan. You were telling me that yesterday. I know he had a couple of tough fights there in a row, but you love the UFC as well. Have you been giving out picks with the UFC, or you're going to get into that?
That's actually what I've been working on. So not yet, but it is in progress. So, yes.
That sport, I got to be honest, I never really, I'm a big boxing fan. One of my favorite boxers, Floyd Mayweather. I love Terrence Crawford. I love watching those guys. Canelo, even though he just fought Terrence Crawford out there. Yeah. I've never got into the UFC though. Like, I know it's so popular, but I'm more of a boxing guy.
I get that. I definitely understand that. It's a different fight for sure, but I guess what got me into it was I watched The Ultimate Fighter a lot, and it just kind of got me into the the fighters a little bit more. And I guess I like there's different fights, different styles of fighting, and so I guess I find it more in UFC.
Sure.
And yeah, so the commentating, you can't go wrong with that. Love watching that.
Yeah, like I said, I just grew up, watching Mike Tyson or way before your time, Macy. I'm much older than you, but I grew up in boxing. Now it seems like the kids today growing up with UFC, which is fine. You know what I love that you and Chanel Maxwell are doing? You're bringing things different to sports wagering. A lot of people, they just wanted to gamble on football and basketball, and I know you're doing football. But Chanel's bringing the NHL aspect to it on girls.gamble.live. You're about to bring the UFC aspect to it on girls.gamble.live. Like, that's really interesting to me that you guys are going off in some different directions, but making people money.
Yeah, it is really cool. We are making people money, and it's a great time. And we are trying to, try new things to see what everyone likes and what we like. Might as well bring it to the table.
Absolutely.
So,
now I know. Yeah, I told you a crap story from myself when I was on a cruise. I couldn't even get mad at this lady. Man, she was so cute, 75-year-old woman. On a cruise, there's only one or two craps table on these things. So I can't go anywhere, right? And this poor woman just
Right.
keeps throwing the craps and throwing the dice, and she kept hitting me. And it was just like the saddest thing because she's so old. But the thing about gambling is I look after she hit me and I look down on the floor. It was my numbers on the dice. And then whenever she kept them on the table, I lose my money. So it's just like one of those things. So when you get into the table games, you got to be careful.
How many rounds did you let that go on before you're like, oh, I gotta go?
You know, I looked at her and it just reminded me of my grandmother. And I just like, you know what? I wasn't going to bet big money when this woman was at the table. But I'm just like, the table games, man. I understand why, you know, when you're playing the slots, hey, you just sit down by yourself. No one's bothering you. You just pull on them and hope to hit something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's where I know you said you wanted to get involved with the table games.
Last time you go at the casinos, you know, you go watch the games at the casinos. So it's just a little, you know, button clicking.
Got you. And I know you've been one of the more popular ones on girlsthatgamble.live. You've been doing a great job, not only with your product, but, you know, getting your pictures out as well. And I've spoken to all of you girls, Brandy, Allison, obviously you, Macy, Chanel Maxwell, Jessica Hall. I'm really so impressed with, you know, I hate when I say this because it doesn't sound the way I want it to sound, right? But you guys are really educated when it comes to sports wagering. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. I'm not going to lie. That was a little bit of a surprise to me, but I speak to all of you guys, you know, you guys text me and you guys are really, really doing a great job. And I'm glad to be at the forefront with it, you know, with you guys like going into this, because this is generally a male dominated industry. And you guys, I think you guys are going to take it over at one point.
I think so too. Brandy is actually who introduced me to sports betting and wagering and all that good stuff that we're doing. And so it's been a blast.
Real quick, tell everyone how to, I know I said it a couple times, but how can everyone find you on Instagram? And I know you guys have a special offer with girlsthatgamble.live where you're giving out a month for like $14 or $15. So go ahead, blast it out there.
So I believe you get like a package deal for the whole month, about $14.99 right now. That's a really great special because really the content that we post or provide, it can vary from not much more, you know, but you know, it can vary. So that's a great deal that we're having right now. And as for the at Macy X Jane, and back and I'm ready to step out and I'm doing all the things. So just stay tuned because I'm glad to see people like it so far, and there's plenty more to come.
That's awesome. Macy, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I know you're busy out there in Las Vegas. You're going to get into the casinos real soon. So I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, and keep killing it at girlsthatgamble.live.
Thank you so much for having me. All right, I appreciate it.
You got it, Macy. All right, that's going to wrap up the Friday, November 14th edition of the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We always try to make it as interesting as possible. Real quick, if you missed out on the free picks, I had the over in the Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern game. JR gave you the under in the San Francisco, Arizona game. We are 5-0 over the last 5 free picks the last 2 weeks. So hopefully we make it 7-0 with those two. Be sure to check out Sports Investors Daily tomorrow morning, Saturday, and on Sunday on all throughout the country, starting at 7 a.m. in Pittsburgh, right through to the West Coast at 12 p.m. So, guys, again, hope you enjoy listening to this special. Thank you to Macy Jane. She did a fantastic job. She's really doing some great things over at girlsthatgamble.live. You could also check out takenvegas.com. There are 10 great handicappers over there. And if you're looking for that free false favorite on Saturday, false favorites are 6-2, 5 outright wins. You can give us a call at 888-9-WIN-NOW. That's 888-994-6669. So everyone out there, hope you enjoy your Friday night. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Let's make some money, and we'll be back next week on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.